We are in the Weminuche Wilderness for actually the number of days we'll be here for this trip isn't quite determined yet. We are on the Vallecito trail headed up towards Johnson Creek, where we'll camp for the night and get a good rest. We're going to go into Chicago Basin, up over Columbine Pass and into Chicago Basin. And then the plan is to see if we can't knock out some of those. There's 4 14ers. Sunlight, Wyndham, North Eolus, and Eolus. And we're going to see if we can't maybe even possibly get all 4 of them. But the weather looks good, and this is day 1 of our trip in the Weminuche Wilderness. We made it to the junction where Johnson Creek goes up to Columbine Pass and over into Chicago Basin. This is where we are going to sleep for the night. It's a beautiful spot. Mountains all around. And we are exhausted. We are now starting our voyage up to Columbine Pass and down into Chicago Basin. And it'll be all up through and up over the pass. I think the pass is like 12.5 or 12.6. And we are currently near 9. So we've got a little climb and then down into Chicago Basin. So this is morning of our 3rd day, and the short story is we did not make it to Columbine Pass and into Chicago Basin. We got about 4 miles up at around 11,000 feet, and I was feeling very feverish and just totally exhausted. Isaac was wore out too. So we sat there for a long time, running through our options, what we needed to be in Chicago Basin, to try the 14ers, to have enough supply to get back out to the trailhead. And we just elected to come back down to the camp at Johnson Creek in Vallecito. So we went through a lot of options on our map this morning and just decided the best option, with me possibly coming down with something, we're just going to hike back out to the trailhead and do some day hike type things around the area. Enjoy the rest of our time in Colorado. But we didn't make it. We're not that upset. There's another time. The last time I was here, I got shut down because there was too much snow on the mountain. You just never know. And this time I was just fully exhausted and wore out. So we are headed back out to the car. So if nothing else, this video is just a good example of us folk that live in the Midwest who spend all of our time below 1,000 feet. Coming up here, the trail's not that difficult really. The inclines and climbs are not that difficult. It is the elevation. And I don't know how many days it takes to be officially acclimated, but we were not. We weren't acclimated for this hike. And combine that with a fever, we just weren't able to do the miles here that it looked like at home when we're looking at the map that we should be able to do. So just take that, a little bit of information. If you're coming from someplace of low elevation, you're not going to do the miles that you think you can do at home. And that's okay. Still a beautiful trip. Still beautiful scenery all around. Just not the trip we intended. But a good trip all the same.